Righto, wheels up, let's go. Ugh. Dagger, finally. Come here, Phantom. Come on. Oh, look who's lost all his energy. Yeah, not gonna get away from me that easily, buddy. Oh, hang on, hello, I hear something. Where are you? There you are, hello, Harrier. Come on, roll. Okay, pull up, and then we're gonna roll behind him. Oh, this is fun. Come on, don't hit the ground. Let's see if we can kill him. Dagger. There we go, nice. Oh no, don't hit me. Oh, you absolute imbecile. It's a 3-kill game. G'day, I'm Ash, welcome yourselves back to War Thunder. Specifically, I'm going to check out the new Premium Ariete. This is a fantastic little jet. A little challenging to use, but I think that's a part of its charm. And if you want to buy this for yourself, you can get it via the link in the description for a 3% discount. Yeah, I have a discount link now, I'm officially partnered with Guardian, but I don't have a decal just yet. I'll let you know when that happens. Very exciting stuff. But yes, welcome to Update Danger Zone. And as you can see, there's not really a great deal of difference between the two aircraft, aside from the fact that this thing has a penis. I mean, it's got an extra engine. That's not what I meant to say. Anyhow, it's a Rolls-Royce saw sticking out the back end of the thing, so the aft fuselage has been changed, effectively doubling the thrust from the Derwent that's sitting inside the main frame, which makes this quite unique in a way. Granted, it's 9.3, and at 9.3 it's just interesting. The other interesting part, 4 wing spars per wing. Pretty cool. Obviously this thing pulls like a maniac and is armed with the 30mm Hispano cannons. And on the armour you've got a bulletproof plate on the front, 40mm, and behind you've got a 6.5mm plate as well. But yeah, modifications. Not really that interesting. Doesn't get the nice belts the Sagittario came out with when it first arrived, so you're stuck with the HEIET, and really there isn't much else to say about it. It is a skilled gunfighter that fights stuff like A-10s, Harriers, F-4Cs, MiG-21s. These all get missiles. And of course you don't have countermeasures either. But let's jump into the first match here. I haven't flown in War Thunder for a good couple of weeks now, let alone playing higher tier matches, so a little bit rusty. I'm playing a couple of matches, oh boy, barely avoided that A-10, and it's just interesting to see all the players out. Now as you can see I'm pulling quite hard, 10 Gs, this is common for this thing. Despite having a 75 plus crew, sometimes you don't necessarily get what the intended result is. But this thing is an incredibly good defensive fighter, provided you know what you're doing. And again, that's where the skill comes in. I was lucky enough to survive long enough here, but unfortunately I do run out of energy. I'm fighting 2 aircraft and a third will come in soon. Again, I'm trying to rip my flaps, but I'm hoping to sort of outturn at least one of these fighters. Try and pull under them. And again, just trying to keep them away from shooting my aircraft. The A-10 is getting a bit of a bead here, and it just takes a bit of wiggling around, trying to, you know, avoid their guns as well as, you know, trying not to die. But, you know, I do end up by carking it, avoid a missile there from the other A-10, roll back around, and this is where I make my mistake. But hey, it's fun if you know what you're doing. Alternatively, you could find yourself just having taken off on the runway right as a match has started. The Hollensite enemy team is basically A-10s. You do rip a hole in one, unfortunately you get an assist on him, and then you go for another A-10, and you just watch as the whole entire team claps arse. A very rare but enjoyable moment where the match is over in about 4 minutes flat. So yes, I'm going to kill this A-10, and then the game is basically going to be over. So let's see if we can hit our shots here. Dagger. There we go, get a critical hit with the guns. The guns are okay. He plows into the ground, and literally less than a minute later, this match is completely over, as every other aircraft you see on screen right now gets evaporated in the next 30 seconds. I wanted to include this clip purely because it's quite interesting. Here I am shooting at an A4 early, the friendly behind me is a Sabre. Now he's shooting through me for some reason. Now I would have told him to go back to arcade, I really didn't care less. But I've set the A4E early on fire and he is now dropping his bombs. The guy sort of bails and stops flying, but what's this? The friendly that was flying behind me has disappeared. That's right, the A4 dropped his bombs on him. What an absolute legend. Anyway, in the same match, we are chasing this F-84. And he's coming directly vertically up, which means that if we lead him right, we can basically get the kill. Lucky shot on him. That's the third kill of this match, but it's not the only interesting thing that's in this. I'm searching around for the players, and I'm like, hang on, there isn't players here, there's a bunch of AI. I'm being hunted by AI. So many AI all of a sudden have just spawned out of nowhere. There's the player, that's what I'm going to be aiming for. But this is the bullshit part. These AI are ferocious. Now, they can be quite a menace on certain types of aircraft. And here they are all shooting at me. I'm like, no, you're not going to shoot me, are you? Just pull away. No, get set on fire. And because that F-86 over there is the last on the team, he then runs and hides for the rest of the whole entire match. Unfortunately, I can't quite get guns on because the damage model on this thing, well, as you see, I'm completely screwed. Right, on to some actual gameplay. We've just taken off. It's been about a minute and a half into the match, and I'm already looking to chase Harriers down. Probably the most easy target you can get for this machine. All those ground attackers at 9.3 tend to be a bit of fun. There's an F5, there's an AV8, and just look at the current sort of spread. This is the ideal matchmaker for this thing. Granted, you will face A10s, you will face MiG-21s, they do have R60s. Most things at this battle rating have missiles. And the F-5C, the F-5A, and several of the other American jets are quite a handful to really play with, so do expect that there will be times when you're completely and utterly outmatched. But it's a good aircraft though, that's the thing that I should make out. Really, it's, you know, the F-5s are equal to you, they're slightly better than you and almost more for us to have missiles, but I find what kills you isn't this particular aircraft. It's not paying attention to your energy state and to your surrounding. Get a kill assist on the A10, that's fine. We are now G-locked. I should mention that this crew is fully upgraded and ace, and I was also pressing the opposing keys for when I was turning. Well, just simply pulling 12 Gs here, no problem. And the A10 does me a favour by shooting down that tree, or else I would have crashed into it. Pull into a vertical here, this is probably its biggest strong suit. Try to counter the Gs. This thing just, it needs to turn. That's all it needs to do. If you can fling it around like a yo-yo, then this is your machine. Again, I'm very rusty, so do as I say, not as I do. But this game is probably one of the ones that I actually managed to record, because Shadowplay had an update, and while I did get a couple of aces before this match, I'm quite cranky and a bit irritated that they didn't record. Regardless to say, that A10 is completely gone. But my 6 is not clear. There's an F5C in front of me and there's a Harrier behind me. F5 decides to go head on. I managed to crit him, luckily, with the guns. A quick rinse the guns on the AV8. That sends him into a critical frenzy. Now, I've got to make a choice decision here. Hitting the trees is not an option I'd like. I've already hit the trees once this video. But we'd like to destroy that AV8. F5, he's decided to bug out. He's gone. See you later, mate. And there is an F8U over that side. So, we're 2 kills in. Now it's time to sort of relax. This is the moment where you should either go very aggressive or go kill ground units. The thing has a decent research bonus, but it's one of those aircraft that isn't tricky to fly, but it requires constant attention. It reminds me of flying a Meteor in a herd of 262s, because the 262s can do much better than you can in a Meteor. That's exactly how this thing feels to me, at least from my knowledge back in 2015. Here we go, Grandpa Ash talking about the good old days. And I mean, the good old days were an important time for the early years of the game. I remember when Sea Jesus was the thing, particularly the Meteors versus 262s and 163s. I remember flying a Lancaster for the first time with a squad. We all took off from the runway only to get intercepted by a ME-163. I remember Yak 3s being as, you know, important and as dangerous as a B-17. That's how old I am. But yeah, early days of jets are gone, the CL-13 meta is no longer, and this reminds me very much of those old days. People take it for granted. We went straight to supersonics, and then people were like, where's my F-14? Well, we're about 3 years from when supersonics were introduced. And we've got an F-14. And I just got a kill on that F-8U-2. a fun aircraft to fly. I need to go actually fly that one again. But I'm trying to avoid playing the F-14 because everybody and their bloody dog is playing the F-14 and doing videos on the Tomcat right now. So I think I'll avoid it for a little while until it settles down. And until the missiles at least get a little bit better, because it is, well, it's a bit shit. For a patch though, this game's update, it's okay. There isn't a lot for me to talk about, so making content, it was a bit of a struggle. I just worked the previous day, and then the patch dropped, and then I streamed, and so I really didn't have time to make any content, so this aircraft was kind of the last straw for me. I was like, okay, we'll play a few games tonight, and we'll see what we can do. I got a few aces. Unfortunately, couldn't record them because fucking Shadowplay had an update. So, you know, that completely screws with things. I've been slowly changing to OBS, that way I at least have a backup and something to actually look at. But oftentimes Twitch alerts come through there when I'm not streaming, so it's a bit of a convoluted thing. Anyhow, the F5C J's out. There it is, there's my 4th kill. That's as close as I'm going to get to an ace today. Especially on camera, at least. I'm so angry that I didn't get a couple of those other games. This thing is just a turn machine. It's got guns. That's all you need to know. That's the Ariete for you. Make sure you check out my 3% discount, as it will save you a bunch of money, and, well, hopefully, you know, I get a little bit back. So do support the channel that way. My name is Ash. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you next one soon. Bye-bye.